Okay, so we're going to do the brakes on the back of this car, but this drum won't come off the car. So what we're going to do is we have to back off on the brake adjustment so that we can get the brake shoes to close up a little bit so we can pull the drum off because there's a rust lip around it. Now around the back of it there's a very small hole that a little rubber seal is in. You want to pop that rubber seal out, and once you get the seal out you can get in there with the screwdriver or your brake adjustment tool and you can back off on the adjustment. Now the self-adjuster, you're going to need to push the self-adjuster off of the star adjuster so that you can get it to back off. If you don't push out the self-adjuster, you will not be able to back off the star adjuster. All right, so you'll just get in there with a screwdriver, push the adjuster, the self-adjuster out of the way, put the spoon or screwdriver on the star, and you would back it off, and then you can remove the drum from the car. Go in the back. Put the tool in the back and you catch it right on the adjuster. The drum doesn't come off. Rust. It doesn't really matter what happens to the adjuster because at this point it's so badly rusted you're going to be replacing it anyway. So you get the tool up underneath the back of it and you just lift it. If it's real tight, just push it and you'll be able to force it. You may bend the adjuster, but you're going to be replacing it anyway, the self-adjuster. Why it's so difficult to get the drum off, because you've got that rusty groove inside the drum right here, and you also started cutting into the drum. As you can see, this is what I was telling you about with the adjuster. You're going to get in right in the back right here, and you're just going to force that past this self-adjuster arm right here, because you're going to be replacing everything anyway. Okay? First thing we're going to do is we're going to wash off some of this debris inside here. Okay. Now what you want to do is you want to pinch off your line. We already got a line wrench on the back over here. You want to use a line wrench to take that fitting off because the line wrench is not going to strip it. Put it on the back of the wheel cylinder. And you just hit it a couple times and it snaps loose. And I'm going to start taking it apart. What I find is the easiest thing to do is to pull the bottom spring off the stopper down the bottom there. Get it with a pair of pliers and you can just lift it right out. Take all your parts out. Your spring is going to be removed and replaced anyway, so it doesn't really matter if you take it out, if you leave it in there. You have a special tool to take off the hold down. You put your hand in the back and you hold the back part of the hold down. Put your tool on the front right here, push it and turn it, and it comes right out. And we're going to be replacing all of the hardware, so you throw away everything that comes out because it's so badly rusted. You take your shoe down. And the spring is going to be replaced. So we're going to just take that out of there and throw it away. We don't need it. And the way you take these off is you just in the back right here, you'll see like this little horseshoe clip. You got to open up that horseshoe clip and you got to remove it. Basically, just get in there with a screwdriver. You put it in the slot that's in the opening, and you twist it, and it comes right out. And throw it away because you're going to be using a new one anyway. And that's how you take the shoes off. Right? Now, what I showed you with the wheel cylinder, you just break it loose, and you slowly unscrew it until it's totally taken out. And you're all done. Now what you're going to do is you're going to get your socket and unscrew the wheel cylinder. Most of the time, they're like 8mm. Just make sure you use a nice tight socket. You don't want to strip that out. If you strip it out, you're going to have a problem trying to get that cylinder off the car. Once you get it loosened up, you can just reach back with your hand and you can unscrew it right out. Okay, that's the one. You keep it because you're going to need to reuse this on the other one, on the new one that you put back in. You have one more on this side, and then the wheel cylinder will come off. Second screw, and you got to reuse this, so keep it. You get behind the wheel cylinder with the screwdriver and just give it a little bit of a pry, and it comes right out. Okay, new wheel cylinder. What I always do, it makes it a little bit easier than trying to do this later on, is put the wheel cylinder up in position and just catch the fitting for the brake line in the back of it. You don't have to go tight, you just want to catch it a couple of threads. Right, you just catch it, you just leave it loose. It's a lot easier to catch the line now than to try to catch it later on once the cylinder is tight, because you can move it around a little bit. Take the nut that we're reusing, the screw we're reusing from the other wheel cylinders, go in through the back, and you'll feel that it screws in, and just catch it in there. Don't go real tight, you're just going to catch it. You come around the other side, take your second bolt that you took out of the other wheel cylinder and get it into position, and you'll feel it. Once you have everything caught by hand, take your ratchet out, and now you can tighten the bolts up in the back snug. You don't have to go real tight. You just want to get them snug so that it's not going to back out. Bring it all the way down, and then just go just a little bit. Then you go around and tighten up your second one. Nice and tight. And then you're going to take your metric 13 millimeter wrench, and you're going to tighten up your brake line that brings the fluid into the wheel cylinder. And you just tighten that up nice and easy until you feel it touch, and then you just go just a little more, and the wheel cylinder's on. I always turn the wheel cylinder so that the groove lines up with the brake shoe that's going to be going on. Another trick I've learned over the years is to loosen up the fitting in the back of the wheel cylinder, this fitting back here. Basically what you want to do is, obviously this is the direction it's in, you want to pop this rubber cap off. You're going to reuse this later on, so don't throw it away. Pop this cap off. It keeps all of the dirt and debris from going into the end of the fitting here. Take this and put it on the side, because you're going to reuse it. Then you take your wrench, put your wrench onto the fitting here. This is the bleeder valve. You open it up. And once you open it, I always push the cylinders in and then tighten it. Then you always want to put some grease right on the stops where the brake shoe is going to be rubbing up against the back of the housing. And down on the bottom where the brake pad or brake shoe touches into the housing also. Just a little bit of grease on everything. Makes it work a lot smoother. Again, this is where your parking brake lever is going to go into the brake shoe. Put a little bit of grease on there, makes that slide a little easier. We're using the new pins that we came with the kit. Put both pins back through the backing plate. Right back through here. Remember, we use this clip. Put it over the top like that. You're going to take your new horseshoe clip that came with it. You go around. You push it into the groove. Take a pair of pliers. Just pull it down all the way. Take your pliers, grab it, and crimp it. Let me put this up in here. Grab your new spring and retainer. Your new tool. Put your shoe in position into the housing right here, on the wheel cylinder. Catch it right through here. Put this over the top. And as you can see, it looks like it's slotted. And you'll see the slotting in there. Put it over the top. Hold it with your thumb. Take your tool. Put your tool over the top of it. And you push it together and turn it so that it actually is crossed at a 90 degree of the opening of the hole. Make sure your shoe is down in here where it belongs, in the wheel cylinder right here where it belongs. Yeah, remember, I said we were going to be changing the spring. And the way we do that is you go in the back with the spring. Take the spring, hook it into the shoe, like that. And the way I find it to be the easiest way to get it in is catch it by the bottom here, catch it into this bottom portion here, into the top of the wheel cylinder, pull it around, line your pin back up like that, grab your special tool and your new spring, remember with the slot. Make sure it's at a 90 degree of the opening. You're going to be using a new adjuster. I always like to put a little bit of grease here as well as here. Pull the shoe out a little bit. Catch it onto the shoe and to the parking brake. And your adjuster has two different ways it can go on. I'll show you. See, one is thick, one is thin. The thinner one comes to the outside for the self-adjuster. This thicker one goes on the shoe right here. Just pull your shoe out just a little bit and you push it in. And once you're in place, you'll feel it snap like that right in. That. And remember, we're going to change all the springs. You put the spring in right through this hole in the back here, turn it down. Grab your pair of pliers and you get your new adjuster, self-adjuster like this. This groove fits right in there, goes into the shoe itself. Take your adjuster, pull it in, hook it right in here, and that's it. Check to make sure that this is in the groove here. That's at a 90 degree. This is down into the backing plate where it's supposed to. Here it's supposed to. The spring is in place, 90 degree. This is into the wheel cylinder, and that's it. New drum goes on. That's it, you're all set. Now we're going to tighten it up. Put it in through the back, and you go the opposite direction that you went to take it off. And then what I normally do is just open up the bleeder valve in the back and let it drip out for just a little bit. And we'll just get the wheel cylinder to fill up with fluid. So you just open up the bleeder valve. Once it starts to drip out, you close the valve, and then we go around to the other side, and we do the other side, put that back together also. And that's it. Fairly easy. Sometimes you feel like you need 3 hands to work on it, but you know, if you just take your time and have patience, you can do this yourself and save a lot of money. See you next time.